units off.
Yep, and it looks like CVN just got his command center down. He's building another factory, so he's going to be running off 3 factories and 2 barracks with reactors, as well as his ally there, CHou, is getting his hive up. So we may see some Ultralists, we may see some Broodlords. We'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, and there are more mutas on the way coming down. You know, he's not really sending them in all together. He's sending them in a few at a time, but that's fine, as there was not any significant air defense there. Just these Hydras who have to keep dancing around the map. But they are able to pick off a few mutas before the mutas get out of there.
Yep, and I'd really like it if these mutas bounced around to the other side, maybe tried to pick off a refinery or a tech lab on one of these factories to slow down the Thor production.
And we should know that BOON does have 900 minerals, so definitely should be increasing his production. You know, luckily he's producing out of both factories. He even has 2 Thors queued up there, which you got to be careful about doing. You don't want to queue up too many units at once, as you lose the use of those resources. But definitely should be throwing up some missile turrets. I did see 1 go up over here. Okay, 2 over here. You probably want to put... Okay, and there's the 3rd. I didn't even see that. But he does have 3 at this, and he probably wants to put, you know, 1 over here behind the refinery, 1 down here by this refinery, and maybe even 1 right next to the factories, because you would not want the mutas coming in here and sniping a factory, because he does have plenty of minerals. He should not be worried about his minerals right now. He needs to be worried about getting some more gas and, you know, producing more units.
Yep, and it looks like we have Glial Reconstitution, as I'm pretty sure Carapace level 2 just completed, or Missile Tax level 2 just completed for Shadow, but we have Glial Reconstitution research as well as an Infestation Pit, so we may be seeing some Roach play. Pretty popular strategy against a Terran, going Marine tanks to get some Roaches, and if you can burrow them with the Tunneling Claws, move them under the tanks and unburrow, you can really pop up on the tanks and just take them out quickly. They'll end up splash damaging themselves and doing incredible damage. So it's a pretty good way to deal with mass tank.
Yeah, and I do like the creep spreadment. The creep spreadment, like that's a word. Spreading by CHou, really getting that creep superhighway right down the middle of the map. That's going to allow him to be able to move his units up and down the map quicker. And you know, also provides vision. You know, you will be able to have a long warning before your base is ever attacked. So that's really good play. And here we see a pretty sizable army moving out for CVN, and we'll see if his ally comes with him.
Yep, and it looks like the Ultralist Cavern is down for CHou. He is also expanding again, and he's researching the chitinous plating that gives 2 more armor to his Ultralists, as well as having a Nidus network, so maybe looking in for a surprise attack in the back of the base.
Yeah, we'll see what he does with that. Finally, those missile turrets going up. This is exactly the placement that I was talking about. That's pretty solid right there. Get that SCV back to work. And he has a Thor up here as well. And you know, the rest of these Thors are kind of massed out front. Might be might be a better idea to get a little better placement, kind of a concave around the front choke. Also with those Hydras, you know, you don't really want them balled up. You want to get them in some kind of positioning that will be ready to prevent a push by your opponent. And we do see a Nidus Worm going up here.
Looks like something I haven't seen very often. I've called a reinforcing Nidus Worm, kind of acting like a proxy pylon that Protoss would use.
Yeah, that's pretty clever play actually, to bring those units right from his base right to the middle of the map. Although he has been spreading the creep, so they would be able to get down there fairly quickly anyways. But you know, they are pretty much knocking at the front door. They're starting to slowly leapfrog their tanks out here, and that tank is just in range of these tanks. And the high ground advantage goes to BOON right there, as he's able to snipe 2 of the tanks of CVN.
Yep, and I really think that CHou and CVN need to find a way to get in here for this tank line before it gets too out of control. Because once you get a critical mass of tanks, it's pretty difficult to break unless you... I mean, there's a couple ways. You can get Brood Lords, but it's just assuming your opponent doesn't have Vikings, which they didn't, so Brood Lords would be a good way to break it. But I'd say that right now CVN and CHou have the advantage, and they should definitely try to be pushing in and breaking this line.
And this is a very tense moment, as here the forces do come in. Those tanks doing a fair amount of splash damage on those Zerglings, but they're trying to get this round on the Thors, and they're doing a pretty good job. But here come the Hydras. And the Roaches are kind of sneaking in behind those Marines.
Burrowed under the tanks. Are they going to unburrow, pop? And then there's the unburrow that I was talking about earlier. And just all these tanks, they don't even stand a chance.
Yeah, that was really, really, really smart play by him. I really like that. Those tanks aren't even going to get one shot off, really. He was able to completely surround those tanks, and if we go to the units tab, the units lost tab, we're going to see that CVN and CHou have lost, definitely take the brunt of the loss, average, or combined over 18,000 resources, whereas only around 14,000 for their opponents, Shadow and BOON.
Yep, and it looks like they're smartly going for some immediate counter aggression. I mean, you don't have to go for try to go for some all-in push that's going to win you the game, but it's kind of nice to poke in, see if they have a lot of units to defend, and see if maybe you can break it.
And he's going to attack this fairly well-fortified tank setup. Tanks were a little bunched up there, and you know, it would have been a close battle had those tanks had a little better position. They could have got the splash damage down a little better, but here they come, using that creep speed advantage and running up here and going to pick up these tanks as they try to run away.
Yep, and it looks like Shadow himself has finally got out some Mutalisks, but 5 Ultralisks are about to pop for CHou, so we'll see if that can turn the tide of this battle.
Yep, and here's that Nidish network, which actually has an Ultralisk inside of it right now, just hanging out in there. So we'll see. This is going to be a pretty close battle, I think.
And it looks like just Shadow has a great concave. He's going to be able to take out CHou's expansion, this last Ultralisk, and I'm really not sure what CHou and CVN can do, and there it is, CVN leads the game.
Yeah, and as you do see, BOON was finally moving out with his units as well, and CVN leaves the game, as does CHou, and that was the game. So what it pretty much came down to was the pretty good placement of the tanks for BOON. He was able to you know, snipe a few of the tanks. I think CVN definitely had a larger army. He definitely had better production facilities here. And I think he had the larger army when he pushed out, but using that high ground advantage, BOON was able to snipe a couple tanks before the CVN could even get in range of him, and that definitely could have changed the game. And when they did decide to push, they got pretty good positioning, and that Roach burrowing was really great play. I really like that. You know, definitely would surprise me as the opponent, and popping up on those tanks to catching them out of position really made the difference in the game.
Yep, I mean, as always, we'd like to note some things. Like Mesha said, he noted some great things that happened, and kind of note some things that we think could have gone better. I was going to note that, I mean, I said note 5 million times in those past 3 seconds, so I apologize for that. But BOON is expanding, and that was going to be my main point, is right now BOON has 1,700 minerals and 1,400 gas, and it looks like about the same, 1,800 minerals and 1,000 gas for Shadow. So I definitely think, especially, it's always good to expand when you're attacking, because even if your attack doesn't completely fail, it's nice to know that something did come out of it. You did get an expansion up, and you can get some drones over there, start to make those extra resources. So even though they won the game of that push, I would have liked to see a drone go out from Shadow and throw an expansion down. It looks like they were actually behind in expansions, as CVN and CHou did get theirs up a lot quicker, I would say.
Yeah, and but for the most part, I thought it was a pretty good game. I hope that they enjoyed the cast. You know, hopefully they'll enjoy seeing themselves on YouTube. Again, thanks to Shadow for sending us this replay. We were pretty impressed with some of the tricky play they did, and hopefully also our commentary and our suggestions will be able to help him improve his play. And again, if any of you guys out there want to send us your replays, our email is getbetterstarcraft, all one word, @gmail.com. Send us any of your replays, and we would definitely try our best. You know, we can't make any promises, but we'll try our best to cast all of the replays that come into us, and again, give you guys suggestions and try to improve your games. But that's it for this cast, and hope you guys again enjoyed the high def video. Hopefully the audio is a little better. We're still working out some kinks as we just started our channel just a few days ago. So we're trying to get everything up to par with some of the great casters out there in terms of technical quality, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep getting better.